If you work for a paycheck, you're probably all too familiar with the concept of income tax, the money governments take out of your earnings to fund schools, roads, healthcare, and the many other things a country needs to function. For most of the world, income tax is as regular as sunrise. But, believe it or not, there are countries out there where the government doesn't take a cent of your salary. That's right, today. We're exploring 16 countries with no income taxes. Now, before you pack your bags and start planning your escape from tax season, it's worth noting, no income tax doesn't always mean you get to keep every penny you earn. These countries might collect money in other ways. Think sales taxes, property taxes, or sometimes hefty work permit fees for newcomers. Still, there's something remarkable, maybe a little magical, about a country where your entire paycheck lands in your account. Let us start our world tour in the Middle East, the land of oil wealth, and some surprisingly tax-friendly policies. The Gulf region is famous for its no-income tax approach, and that starts with the United Arab Emirates. Home to glittering cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the UAE relies on revenues from oil, gas, and tourism. So there's simply no need to dip into your wage slip. The same goes for Qatar, another economic powerhouse, where the burden of building sky-high buildings and air-conditioned malls falls on oil revenues, not your paycheck. Heading next door, Kuwait joins the club for similar reasons. Vast oil reserves pay the bills, leaving individual incomes blissfully untaxed. Bahrain also fits this mold, as does Saudi Arabia. Magically, your salary isn't subject to income tax in any of these 5 Gulf countries, but if you're a business owner or invest in certain industries, there may be corporate taxes to think about. Rounding out the Gulf, we have Oman, taking our Middle Eastern tally to 6. Oman's government funds itself through a mix of oil revenues and other taxes, but your salary remains off limits to the taxman. Shifting away from deserts and skyscrapers, let's head to the Caribbean, where several sunny island nations take a light touch. The Bahamas boast white sand, turquoise waters, and yes-no, personal income tax. Instead, the government raises money via tourism, import duties, and evaluated tax on goods and services. Just a short hop away, Bermuda, famous for its pink sand beaches and as a sort of Fort Knox, for the ultra-wealthy, also has no income tax system. Instead, if you work here, you'll encounter high prices and stiff payroll taxes paid by employers. Continuing the island theme, the Cayman Islands make for another tropical tax haven, with no direct taxes, no income, no capital gains, not even property taxes. They thrive as a global finance center and a magnet for the super wealthy, who flock here with their investment portfolios. Staying in the Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis is yet another country with no personal income tax. It's famous for its citizenship by investment program, where anyone with enough cash can buy a passport, a ticket to zero income tax. Now, let's take a leap to the Indian Ocean, the Maldives. Better known for its overwater bungalows and honeymoon scenery, is also a paradise for wage earners. It has no income tax. The government relies on tourism-related fees and sales taxes instead. Swinging down to the Pacific, Vanuatu is a lush volcanic archipelago that makes its money through tourism and issuing lucrative offshore financial licenses, not through taxing workers' wages. Across the world in the Atlantic, we find Monaco a playground for the rich and famous, perched on the French Riviera. No income tax here, but you'll need considerable wealth to call it home. San Marino, a miniature republic encircled by Italy, is another anomaly. While it once boasted no income taxes at all, its current system only lightly taxes some forms of income. And for many, the burden is far less than in neighboring countries. Similarly, Andorra, snuggled in the Pyrenees between France and Spain, has a very low flat income tax, with high exemptions which used to be zero until only a few years ago. Let's not forget Brunei, a tiny sultanate on the island of Borneo. Its extraordinary oil reserves allow the state to fund itself generously, while levying no income tax on its citizens. Finally, we'll close with Somalia. In reality, tax enforcement here is limited and inconsistent due to long-standing conflict. The central government doesn't effectively collect taxes, so many private citizens simply don't pay. So there you have it. 16 places where your earnings are, at least mostly, yours to keep. Whether it's due to oil wealth, tourism, finance, or simply a quirk of geography or politics, these countries prove that not everyone lives under the shadow of income tax. But if you're itching to relocate, just remember, paradise often comes with a trade-off, whether it's sky-high living expenses, strict visa requirements, or the need for an offshore account. Still, for tax-free dreamers, these corners of the globe represent a glimmer of hope and perhaps a little motivation next time tax season rolls around.